second set of 45. Hilary Steel moving on up into her second set of 15, trying to get to that magic number of 45.
Courtney Walker making her way up and over the second obstacle, and there it is. Good rep for Courtney Walker.
Walker and Steel, your 1 and 2s as we approach the 4.5 minute mark.
This handstand obstacle showing us what these athletes are made of, Josh.
Keston Mendoza getting ready to go, as is Delana Snyder. Courtney Walker advancing into her second set of 15 as Steel, Hilary Steel with her final set of 5, About to see Hilary Steel advance into that third and final set. There she goes. Hilary Steel, your leader, as she advances into that last and final set. Of course, she's got to make it across those obstacles.
One set of handstand obstacles standing between Steel and her third and final round. We are just over the 5-minute mark on that clock, Josh.
Walker in the zone.
Steel making her way down that ramp. The crowd getting behind Brooke Entz in lane 1. Kristen Mendoza in lane 8 with a good lockout on the rings. Next to her, Megan Gonzalez, chipping away at those 9 ring muscle-ups. And Hilary Steel is back to the rings, Josh. She's on her third and final set of 9 reps.
And Hilary Steel wasting no time as she finishes up those muscle-ups. She's got about 5 reps to go. As Steel and Walker, your 1 and 2s. Brooke Entz, meanwhile, trying to make her way up the ramp. With the crowd getting behind her. Brooke trying to maintain.
Those downward steps, having Brooke Entz reset.
We are past the 6.5-minute marker as Steel with just a few more reps to go. Steel looking to finish up individual event 3 presented by Trifecta.
And here comes Miss Hilary Steel in the middle of your floor. Lane 5, black t-shirt, making her way up and down that ramp. And counted a good rep for Brooke Entz. Brooke Entz able to start chipping away at those 36 single leg squats. But Miss Steel in the middle of the floor, sprinting down to start her first set of 9s.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Steel with a commanding lead as she advances in her next set of 9. Courtney Walker trying to make her way back. You have Kristen Mendoza, Gonzalez, Oakley, and the rest of the pack trying to catch up, but it is all Steel as she moves into her third set of 9.
Hilary Steel stealing the show here in Del Mar. She's on her third set of 9s. Chipping through the set of 9 single leg squats. Josh, she's got 3 sets ahead of her. Between her and the finish line, Hilary Steel with a commanding lead over the rest of the pack. She wants to set the time to beat here at the West region.
Couple of no reps there, but that does not stop Steel as she goes.
Miss Hilary Steel with less than 9 reps to go.
Come on, Del Mar, California. This is only heat number 1.
Here she goes, Hilary Steel, less than 5 reps on the floor. And there she goes, Del Mar, Hilary Steel.
Courtney Walker here in lane number 10. Double time in these one-legged squats as she tries to chase down that top time.
Courtney Walker almost jumping into her next rep. She's moving so fast.
Courtney Walker advancing on. Hilary Steel finishing with a time of 8:44. We are at the 9-minute mark. 13-minute cap as Mendoza and Gonzalez chasing down Lauren Oakley.
Courtney Walker in lane 10 with 18 reps to go. She is just at the 9.5-minute mark. Last 9 reps for Courtney Walker. Here she goes. She's not slowing down, Del Mar. Less than 5 reps to go for Walker. Give it up for Courtney Walker. with a time of 9 minutes, 50 seconds. Athletes, we are at the 10-minute mark. 10 minutes in, 3 minutes to go.
Mendoza advancing into that next round, as does Gonzalez.
Mendoza looking to walk on her hands, walk her way back to those rings for her last set of muscle-ups. Next to her, Megan Gonzalez, kicking down, needing to reset. Brianna Gaipa in lane 4, needing to reset on that handstand obstacle.
Lauren Oakley looking strong as she locks out those ring muscle-ups. Meanwhile, Mendoza and Gonzalez setting up. Brianna Gaipa making her way up those steps.
And that is the 11-minute mark. 2 minutes left on this clock, seeing how far the ladies on the floor can make it. A good lockout for Lauren Oakley on the rings. Make it another good rep for Lauren Oakley. 5 reps left for Oakley on the rings. And 90 seconds left on the clock. Here goes Megan Gonzalez trying to make it up and over that handstand obstacle. Ladies and gentlemen of Del Mar, let's make some noise. Count it, a good rep for Megan Gonzalez. She's back to the rings.
And these athletes have about 1 minute to complete this event.
1 minute is left on the clock before that 13-minute time cap. Here for event 3, presented by Trifecta. We're testing these ladies' gymnastic skills. And they've got 45 seconds left to show us what they're made of. Kristen Mendoza back to the rings. Lauren Oakley fighting hard for those muscle-up reps. There is 30 seconds left on the clock. Del Mar, let's get these ladies as far as they can go.
Nicely done, Danielle Resha. With a little help from Courtney Walker. Getting up and over that obstacle course.
5 seconds on the clock.
Count
3, 2, 1, time.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to all of our athletes. Hilary Steel with a time of 8:44. Ten seconds. Stand by. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's going to take down Hilary Steel? Time. Will one of these athletes make the move up that leaderboard? We got Lindsay Valenzuela, Tia Wright, Chelsea Nicholas. We got Dot in the house, Desiree Rogers, Casey Campbell, Reagan Huckabee, Ashley Smith, Caitlin Ritchie, and Joey Kibnan. All looking extremely strong as Valenzuela and Wright in the zone. Tia Wright locking out as she gets ready to go, but it is Lindsay Valenzuela and Chelsea Nicholas.
They are neck and neck. First ladies off the ring, but it's Chelsea Nicholas in lane 3, gray pants, white top, to attack this handstand walk first.
Valenzuela making her way up those stairs and down the ramp, and now Valenzuela getting ready to cross that yellow line, and it is Valenzuela versus Chelsea Nicholas. As Valenzuela being cheered on by her family and friends.
Tia Wright up and over that handstand obstacle, resetting at the yellow line.
Tia Wright looking to make her way up that leaderboard as Tia Wright chasing down Valenzuela. Valenzuela now with a slight lead over Nicholas. Valenzuela holding on, maintaining control, and Valenzuela, Lindsay Valenzuela, alongside Casey Campbell.
Casey Campbell from Invictus in the middle of your floor. Green tank top, going rep for rep with Lindsay Valenzuela in lane 1. These ladies holding on to your 1 and 2 positions. They're being followed by Tia Wright in lane 2 and Chelsea Nicholas in lane 3. Your first ladies to go up and over both set of handstand obstacles first. They're chipping away at their 36 single leg squats. Joining them in lane 7, Reagan Huckabee. My eyes are on lane 1 and lane 6. Lane 6, Casey Campbell. Lane 1, Lindsay Valenzuela. They are on their second half of their 36 pistol squats. Less than 5 reps to go for Valenzuela. Ladies and gentlemen of Del Mar, Lindsay Valenzuela pulling ahead. Valenzuela heading back to attack again that handstand obstacle. Casey Campbell through her 36 single leg squats.
Tia Wright advancing as well, but it is Valenzuela and Campbell back to those set of obstacles. Campbell making her way up those steps. Campbell with that gymnastics background as she makes her way down those obstacles, and she's going to take a quick break. Valenzuela trying to give it another shot. She's trying to catch up now to Wright and Nicholas.
Casey Campbell in the middle of your floor pulling ahead of Lindsay Valenzuela. Campbell needing to reset halfway through. Lindsay Valenzuela at the same point, that yellow halfway mark. Campbell wasting no time to kick back up again and take her turn to get back to the rings. These ladies looking to begin round number 2, and Chelsea Nicholas and Casey Campbell are neck and neck. Just alongside of them, Tia Wright in lane 2. It's Tia first to strike back to the rings. Tia Wright in lane 2, 2 reps into her second set of 9 ring muscle-ups. Chelsea Nicholas showing great proficiency up on top of those rings, as well as Casey Campbell in the middle of that rogue rig.
Campbell with less than 5 reps to go. Valenzuela chalking it up. There goes Tia Wright. Tia Wright locking it out. Valenzuela going to work.
Lindsay Valenzuela hanging on to those rings, trying to catch up to the top of the pack. Big, proficient kick in lane 6 from Casey Campbell. Less than 5 reps to go for Campbell. Less than 5 reps to go for Nicholas. It is Tia Wright stepping into that first place position. Tia Wright looking to take Hilary Steel's time set in the last heat of 8:44. Tia Wright kicks up and heads up those stairs.
Tia Wright looking for a victory here as she makes her way down that ramp. And Tia Wright crossing that yellow line. Oh, no rep. She's got to go back.
A heartbreaking no rep for Tia Wright in lane 2. Getting her fingertips across that line, the judge looking for her entire hand.
Chelsea Nicholas now and Casey Campbell catching up to Tia Wright. Campbell strikes first as Campbell makes her way down that ramp.
A roll out for Nicholas, indicating her need to reset behind that red baseline. Tia Wright repeating that rep and holding on to the pack, but Casey Campbell heading right into that second handstand obstacle. Casey Campbell in the middle of your floor in all green.
Crowd getting behind Dot as Casey Campbell now starting her first set of 15 in that set of 45. Meanwhile, Tia Wright chasing down Casey Campbell. Casey Campbell getting ready to advance into her next set of 15 with Tia Wright in second. It goes 1 Campbell, 2 Wright.
Looking between Chelsea Nicholas in lane 3 to take over that third place position. Campbell just a few reps ahead of Wright. Campbell in her second set of 15 reps. 3 sets of 15 of these single leg squats here for these ladies in round 2. And it is Campbell holding on to that lead in the middle of your floor. She advances onto her last 15 reps, and right behind her, Tia Wright. Tia Wright looking to double time the pace of these reps.
Valenzuela catching up as she is now in 3rd place. So Valenzuela chasing down Campbell and Wright. Campbell and Wright representing the Northwest region. Valenzuela representing SoCal. As Campbell with a handful of reps to go. And she will advance into that 3rd and final round. Make some noise for Campbell and Wright.
Look at this foot race we have going on, ladies and gentlemen of Del Mar. Tia Wright in lane 2 in black, just steps ahead of Casey Campbell in green in lane 6. Which lady will kick up first to their hands? It is Campbell, wasting no time attacking those stairs. Heading on up and down that ramp. She's gonna break up these 2 obstacles, taking a rest at that yellow mid-mark line. Tia Wright in lane 2 takes a deep breath and kicks up to those hands. But Casey Campbell is just ahead of her, 1 obstacle ahead of Wright. Casey Campbell is back to the rings for her 3rd and final set of ring muscle-ups.
And now Tia Wright's gonna have to play catch-up as Casey Campbell trying to run away with this thing. There goes Tia Wright. It goes 1 Casey Campbell, 2 Wright. Lindsay Valenzuela advancing that piece into that 3rd and final round. As all eyes are on the 2 ladies out of the Northwest, Campbell and Wright. Wright getting ready to start her 2nd set of muscle-ups here as Campbell looking to finish up those 9 muscle-ups. Quick break for Campbell. Tia Wright still holding on strong. Wright with the lockout.
Both ladies taking a short rest off of those rings. Looking to see who first can get through these last 9 muscle-ups. Casey Campbell in lane 6, Tia Wright in lane 2. These ladies are going rep for rep as we approach the 9-minute mark. Both ladies with a quick shake of the arms, shaking out those shoulders. It's Casey Campbell first to strike. Casey Campbell leading the pack, going up and over that first of her last 2 handstand obstacles. She is down to reset before heading up the ramp and down the stairs. Casey Campbell, here she comes, Del Mar. Ladies and gentlemen, Casey Campbell, last 54 single leg squats. We are at the 9.5-minute mark with 3.5 minutes left to go. We've got a 13-minute time cap here for event 3. Here comes Tia Wright, ladies and gentlemen. Tia Wright looking to catch up to Casey Campbell. Will Casey Campbell be able to hold on to that lead? Campbell in the green. About 18 reps ahead of Wright. Wright advancing into her next set of 9 single leg squats.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have less than 3 minutes to go as Casey Campbell moving on as Campbell and Wright going back and forth. Campbell with a slight lead over Tia Wright. As the sea of green cheers on Casey Campbell, she's got less than 18 reps to go. Tia Wright chasing down Campbell. But Campbell with just a few more reps to go.
Tia is just on her heels, but here goes Casey Campbell. Casey Campbell with her last 9 single leg squats, less than 5 to go, Josh.
And let's make some noise at Del Mar, California, as Casey Campbell races into that end zone and finishes. Campbell finishing with a time of 11:02.
And here comes Miss Tia Wright with a finish of 11:16.
Tia Wright finishing 2nd place, Casey Campbell in 1st.
And Josh, we have 90 seconds left on the clock. Lindsay Valenzuela working on her last set of 9 ring muscle-ups. Chelsea Nicholas heading back to begin to attack her last set of 54 single leg squats.
Joey Kimden looking strong over here as we are approaching the 1 minute warning. These athletes are gonna have about 1 minute to finish up as Kimden.
Counted a good rep for Dom Renton in lane 4. She's back to the rings with about 50 seconds left to work. We've got Reagan Huckabee in lane 7 needing to reset on that handstand obstacle. But here comes Miss Lindsay Valenzuela with a good rep. These ladies have 30 seconds left on the clock. Chelsea Nicholas pulling ahead of Lindsay Valenzuela, making her way up and over that last set of handstand obstacles. It's a heartbreaking no rep for Nicholas. These ladies have 10 seconds to work. There is 5 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1, time.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to all those athletes. But a big shout out to Casey Campbell, finishing with a time of 11:02.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Del Mar Arena here in Del Mar, California, the site of the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games West Regional. I'm Ted Ramey alongside Bill Grunler. We're getting set here for event number 3 of the women's competition, and it's set up us going into this with Emily Abbott after a big day 1 at the top of the table.
And that was basically the only real name, quote unquote, air quotes, in that top 5, which makes it very interesting for the rest of the field. We sit in number 2, we have E. Shirk, that basically has surprised everyone by sitting in that number 2 spot. And if you look down at the bottom, our first other name is going to be Carlene Matthews, just outside of that top 5, 4 points out of 5th place. So we need, as we've seen in the other heats and with the men as well, we're going to see a big shuffle here, and it's going to be a fun one for the rest of the day.
All right, so event 3, let's talk about this, Bill. What are these athletes getting themselves into?
It's basically a whole bunch of gymnastics. So we start off 3 rounds, 9 muscle-ups. We have the handstand walk where you have to go up and over 2 of those objects right in your screen, that nice blue mat, steps and a ramp. And then we have single leg pistols, and it's an increasing number, 36, 45, 54, 13-minute time cap. And I think it's really gonna come down to, do you have your handstands? If that's the case, great. Then how are you going to break up those muscle-ups? Let's
take a look at these lanes. We see Rebecca Voigt in lane number 5. We see Megan O'Connor in 9. And we are underway, heat 3 of women's event 3 at the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games West Regional.
I think you just have to keep your eye right on the center of your screen, right there in lane number 5. That's Becca Voigt. CrossFit regional competitions, CrossFit Games competitions, it's almost synonymous with the women's field. So the fact that she is here, she's in that 11th place position going into today. I think yesterday was a little rough for her, but I think the next 2 events are going to be very positive for her, especially with these high rep gymnastic skills.
Again, that is Becca Voigt, front and center.
And you got to remember, I think for the women, usually maybe they'll go through the first set unbroken, but the plan is going to be to break those up early. She didn't. She went for it. And again, you have to remember, it's a shoulder work on those muscle-ups into the handstand walk, so you want to be very comfortable and confident before you hit that mat.
Here's Petri, and she's looking confident. She's our early leader here in heat number 3. She's breaking it up.
And I think that's a smart move. Now, if you look back in the back, the issue that Becca is having is I think she's moving too soon. You watch Kristen Petri, the way she moved, very calm, lets her feet get all the way up there and then falls forward.
This is Voigt coming forward. You see Petri moving towards the left of your screen. She's the first over the obstacles. She's our leader here, followed in lane 8 by Lauren Gravatt, and again in 5, Becca Voigt. All right, we're gonna throw it down to our Kiki Dixon now, who has a special guest. Kiki.
Becky, you are a WWE superstar, and fitness is important to your career. How does CrossFit help that?
So I think as far as fitness goes, there's nothing that emulates what we do in the ring better than CrossFit. And that's what I've found. I've been training CrossFit for about maybe 2 years, and since then I just found that my athleticism and my stamina just improved immensely.
And what are some of your favorite type of CrossFit workouts?
So I'm a big conditioning head. They call me Cybex because I have an engine and I just like to go. So anything that's endurance based. I tend to try and stay away from Olympic lifts as much as possible, because as much as we need the strength, I feel like I get that from my regular lifts. But when I'm doing like a high-paced workout, my body's already gone through enough in the ring, so I like to stay away from them. So it's anything that's body weight based, or like wall balls and things like that. Like I love wall balls, I love burpees. I'm an anomaly probably in that. Yeah.
I think so, I think you are.
Yeah. So they tend to be my favorites. And then when I'm in a crunch, because our schedule is mental, I always like a good like 21-15-9 of say like bike and burpees, or bike and kettlebell, or just anything that's you can get done within 5 minutes, and you're smoked. It's great. It's so perfect for it.
Now, you drove 4 hours to be down here today. Who did you come to see?
I came to see Lauren, and she's killing it. We made it just in time, so I was super happy. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, girl.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Again, that is Becky Lynch, WWE superstar, also known as the Last Kicker, and obviously an avid CrossFitter.
I can see how that would help. Makes perfect sense.
And that's Becca Voigt in lane 5. She's also not the only one. We know that Bailey, Seth Rollins, not alone.
Oh, Becca's going for it. Ow! And that's the downside. You're rolling the dice a little bit. I really think that, especially when you get into round number 2 and round number 3, if you aren't 100% confident about going over, come on down, reset yourself, let your arms have just a little bit of a break, and then you can get yourself back up and over.
All right, we are in heat 3 of event number 3 for the women's competition. That is Kristen Petri. She is our leader right now in lane number 4. Right behind her in lane 5 is Becca Voigt. And in lane 8, we're looking at Lauren Gravatt. She's rounding out the top 3 right now. But it looks like Gravatt has moved into second right now. And Voigt has dropped into third place. You see Voigt center screen. Now she's back into second place. So she's trying to play catch up to Petri.
But what's most impressive is that Becca went right from those handstand walks, even though there was a little bit of a struggle, a couple falls, goes right to the rings. And I like that technique. You want to have a little bit of a break when you transition from one movement to the next movement. But when you get right into it, then you usually have just mentally, you shorten up your rest time. So she gets 2 reps out of the way, and then she can start working. However she wants to break it up, but she's in the game.
Getting a look at Gravatt now coming back. And in lane 2, we've got Carly Stone. She's getting back there as well. We do have Petri in lane number 4, still in the lead. She's on the left, that's Voigt on the right. She's in second right now. So Petri coming back out to take on the obstacle.
And you see Petri right there waiting. And I think that's very important. Yes, it's a race, but you got to make sure that you're ready to go. You don't want to have repeat falls. Not because it's going to tire you out. I think more because it will mentally mess with you just as an athlete. Let yourself rest, and then when you're ready to go and you feel confident, then you can go ahead and hit it. Now, granted, you can't wait there forever, but give yourself that rest and then go for it.
Again, this is Petri. She's our leader here in heat number 3. Started the day off in 13th overall. On the right-hand side, we see Voigt giving chase. She's in second right now. She started the day off 11th overall.
And a nice up and over by Becca. A little bit of a bobble, but she stayed nice and calm.
Petri on her approach now to the second obstacle. And again, she is our leader here right now in heat number 3.
I'm impressed with Petri. Looks very confident. You can tell she knows her shoulders enough, how long she needs to wait to make herself up and over that obstacle.
Well, our time to beat here in the West Regional is that of Hilary Steel, 8:44.87, and that's actually the second best score that we've seen out of all the regionals, only 12 seconds behind Marissa de los Santos, who had the event record in the South. So 8:44.87 is the time that Petri is chasing right now. And we are seeing that Petri does have a 21-second lead now on Voigt. That's Voigt and Petri, the two lone competitors towards the far left of your screen. They are first and second right now.
And it's so deceptive. You say 21 seconds, and it seems like Petri should be way out in front. That's really just a handful of reps on these pistols. And then, I mean, that could switch so easy just on the amount of rest time you take, or if you have a bobble on that transition with the handstand walk on the way back.
And that's Voigt closest to the camera. 8.5 minutes gone by, 13-minute cap here. Heat 3, event 3, West Regional. And Petri moves her chest piece. She is in the lead. And now Voigt will move hers.
Again, smart taking that walk, using this as her break time so she can kick right up onto her hands and hopefully make it up and over.
This is Petri. She's got to get back for 9 more ring muscle ups.
And this is a great opening for Becca. Becca sees her repeatedly missing and missing and missing, and now they're tied. That 21 seconds just disappeared.
So Voigt trying to catch Petri right now. Petri's gonna break it up. But here's Voigt. Making it over with confidence.
Let's see what happens. She's gonna go,
So here's Petri, our leader. So Petri looking confident.
That looked good.
But she lost it right at the end. So this, again, opens the door potentially for Voigt. Trying to make it to a record 10th CrossFit Games.
Oh my goodness. And this is the frustrating part. You got to keep it in your head mentally. So Becca has to be careful not to kick up too soon, not to rush herself. She still has to do this on the way back as well.
Well, right now we see in third place is Carly Stone out there in lane 2 towards the left of your screen. And we wondered if it was going to open the door for a moment, but now we are seeing both Petri and Voigt getting back there. But Stone is making a move. She's had an opportunity to play catch up. There's Voigt on the right, Petri on the left. And they are pretty much tied right now, though Petri maybe pulling into a slight lead right now.
That's not what you wanted. The last one, a no rep. Didn't get that lockout. You got to remember, we have a lot of pushing, a lot of pressing that these athletes are doing. So that's a costly no rep, especially this far into the event. It really takes so much energy out of you. One, just to get yourself up and over, but then having to redo that.
So they are neck and neck right now. Petri on the left and Voigt on the right. So Voigt moves into a slight lead. She's got just a minute left. I don't know if she's going to be able to finish. Unlikely, but she will be able to give herself the best score out of this heat 3. "50 seconds.
Oh, there we go.
And this is Becca Voigt out in front.
Smart to come down. That was a good choice. Again, she want to make sure that she can get this one successfully without having to come down at all. She's got to keep Petri off her back. Oh,
Voigt gets
nice.
through. Now we'll see how many pistols she can bust out here. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1,
And Voigt comes from behind to get the best score out of heat number 3. She doesn't finish, but she perseveres and pulls ahead of Petri. And there's Petri, who was in the lead. And then Voigt was able to come back really after Petri started having trouble making it back over the obstacles for that final round of muscle-ups. Then both the athletes, you could tell, were running on fumes there when they got to the muscle-ups.
Well, and it really comes down to experience. Do you have the ability, as you're in that race and you're failing and they're failing, not to overrush yourself? And I think that's what Becca was able to do, was able to hold her pace, not let the anxiety of, okay, Kirsten's ahead of me, now I'm ahead, now she's ahead, and back and forth, and let that blow her mind. She kept to her plan and just kept on plugging the whole way through.
All right, now it's time for us to get ready for heat number 4 of women's event number 3 here at the West Regional. Let's take a look at the table right now, and we see Emily Abbott at the top being chased by E. Schurch. Kelsey Ware's right there, Alex Parker, Haley Murillo, Carlene Matthews. We see China Cho in 9th. This is an opportunity for an athlete like Cho to make a move.
Absolutely. China Cho, Alessandra Pacelli, those guys don't like to be in that bottom position. This is not a position that they're used to being in. But we know, as we've seen what the last women have done in the previous heats, there's going to be a big shuffle in this leaderboard. They want to be able to make it work in their favor as much as possible.
And again, we are getting ready for event number 3, heat number 4. What are we looking at, Bill?
Well, it's at 3 rounds. It's basically the muscle-ups and the handstand walks is the crux of this workout, of this event. The single legs pistols, the squats, that's more for rest as a reset. But do you have those handstand walks? That's what it comes down to.
Heat 4 of event number 3 is underway here at Del Mar Arena. It's Meredith Root in lane 2. There's our leader in lane number 5, Emily Abbott in the white top, black trunks. Then E. Schurch in lane 6. She came into the day in 2nd place. And for a little bit more on Schurch, let's go to Kiki, who's got more.
Guys, E. Schurch has been a corrections officer for about 3 years, but she's always been an athlete. In high school, she was on track and field and won state in the long jump. She's decided to switch it over in college and play basketball, and she said, generally speaking, she's been able to excel in whatever athletic endeavor she goes out for. And guys, CrossFit doesn't seem to be an exception to that rule. She found CrossFit about a year after becoming a corrections officer, and it looked like something she wanted in on for more than one reason. She jokes saying, "Nobody says I want to be a corrections officer when I grow up." While she is proud to be a corrections officer, it can be a very stressful and mentally exhausting environment. She uses CrossFit as her outlet and therapy, and she says the inmates back home are cheering her on.
So Schurch has been doing CrossFit for less than 2 years. She came into the day 2nd overall in the women's competition. 2 years ago, she was 900 something in the open, and then this past spring, she in the open finished, I believe, 115th. So
Well,
that's a big, big jump.
It's a massive jump, but you also have to consider she was in the regional competition on the Spokane Valley's team last year. They just missed going to the game. So a very small amount of experience in CrossFit. Obviously, we know she has a long experience athletically now, and the fact she's sitting in the number 2 spot coming in today, that's a great push for her.
So here is Schertz right now. She is in second in Heat 4 right now. Meredith Root over in lane 2 is our leader. Here she is in the white top. Let's take a look at the time to beat, which is Hilary Steel, 8:44.87, and that is the second best time we've seen in these regionals, second to only to Marissa de los Santos at 8:32.96. Carrie Pierce out of the East, 8:59.34, and Amanda Goodman, 9:42.65. But 8:44.87 is the time we're chasing. There's Schertz. She's in second here in heat number 4. You see our overall leader coming into today, Emily Abbott. She's in the white top right next to Schertz in the center of your screen. And in lane 1, looks like China Cho has moved right up there to the lead with Meredith Root in lane 2 right next to her.
Now down at the bottom of your screen, you see Carlene Matthews. She's got the black top and the pink shorts. She's sitting in that 6th place spot. She's only 4 points out of 5th place. She's right there to the left side of your screen. Carlene has been a very powerful athlete the last couple of years. I mean, just an athlete to be reckoned with. Last year in the game, she went out on an injury. So shoulder issue last year. Wasn't able to continue, had to withdraw. The fact that she's been able to rehab that shoulder, get herself through the open with some amazing numbers, and then here again and doing well, sitting right at that red line is impressive. This is an event that should be really good for her. So the other people they got to keep their eye on her. They can't count Carlene out just because of what happened at the games last year.
She came into the day 6th overall. She is vying for one of those top 5 spots and a trip to Madison.
Look at those powerful muscle-ups. Look how high she gets. She barely has to do that dip. She gets up so high.
In lane 9 right now, Carrie Dudley has taken the overall lead. She's followed in lane 2 by Meredith Root. And then in lane 8, we also see Carlene Matthews right there in the top 3. And again, that is Dudley in the pink. See Pacelli on the outside. Pacelli entered the day in 10th overall. So Dudley stepping out. And so it looked like Root was going to get there first, but now.
And this is what's important. You got to make sure you're ready to go. You can't just jump out there. So we saw Meredith, she actually pulled back, sat down to reset herself. I think that was a smart move.
This is Root. She came in 7th overall today. And she's on her approach on the obstacle. And she has relinquished the lead to Dudley in lane 9. This is Dudley in 9 on the right. She's in the lead here. This is Root on the left. She's in 2nd now.
Now look at the difference in the way these athletes are pressing through. Dudley's very strong pressing through those shoulders. You can see Root had a little bit of bend, so she was able to correct herself. That was good, but she's got to be careful. You don't want to do that as we get further and further into this event. Your arms are just going to get tired out. You got to press through that ground.
Again on the right, that was our leader, Dudley. You can see her towards the bottom of your screen, pink top, white trunks. And you can also see Root coming out as well in lane number 2. She's advancing now to the upper left portion of your screen. Again in lane number 2, and we also see right on top of her is China Cho in the blue top in lane 1. Cho entered the day 9th overall. Again, that was Root on the right. She's in second. Down here at the bottom of your screen, that's our leader, Dudley.
I'll tell you what, Cho up at the top of the screen is just being a silent assassin. Dudley's moving very confident, not really looking around very much, but you have to keep your eye on China all the way up at the top of your screen. Not being very loud about it, but creeping up every single round, every single rep.
Cho on the left, Root on the right. And we see Dudley moving left to right. She's making her way back to the handstand walk and the obstacle. She's our overall leader right now in heat number 4.
China just a pacing master. And I think this comes from her swimming background. You know, the swimmers are able to, they know exactly how bad to make it suck, and they can hang out in there for a long period of time. So I think her pacing on this is great. It's not the fact that it's an overly gymnastic movement for us. She's just creeping up, catching Dudley as she's moving.
So we saw Carlene Matthews move up into second place while we were watching Cho. She's in second. She's 34 seconds behind our leader, Dudley. And let's get a look at our lane, or at our time to beat now, and that is Hilary Steel, 8:44.87. That was in heat number 1. The event record belongs to Marissa de los Santos, 8:32.96 in the South Regional. This is Matthews in lane 8. Or 9, excuse me, that is Dudley. And now we're looking at the outside, Pacelli.
Oh,
so
Alessandra.
Here comes Pacelli.
You gotta keep your eye on these outside lanes.
This is Matthews. Here's Pacelli in lane 10. Entered the day in 10th overall. So Pacelli is in the lead. She's followed in lane number 8 by Carlene Matthews in the black top. And then Dudley, we're seeing her in the pink top and the white trunks on the right side of your screen, trying to make her way over the obstacle. But we are seeing Root in lane number 2 moving up into that top 3 as well.
Carlene still looks really strong on those muscle ups. You see her there in the black tank top. Big pop of those hips that allows her to get up and over those rings, saving those lats as much as possible.
And again, we are seeing Dudley drop back. She's at the bottom left of your screen on her approach, having trouble now. She's stalled out a bit here on the obstacle. Pacelli in lane 10 is our leader. Again, came into the day 10th overall.
It's a walk-off, Ted. We got ourselves a walk-off here. There
So
they go.
So Pacelli faltering, but we see Matthews coming over. Meanwhile, we have seen that Dudley is stuck on that obstacle. She was in the lead. And now it looks like she might have her chance to get back to the ring muscle-ups there in the background, pink top, white bottoms. And she finally will, but she was stuck there for quite some time. That opened the door for Pacelli, who we're watching now make her way, gritting it over the obstacle. She's got 2 minutes. Now she's got to get 54 done.
Now here's what we have to look at. Pacelli's taller than Carlene, so Carlene actually has the advantage here, but it's gonna be who's gonna miss up on those reps. They gotta make sure that they can get every single one to count and push themselves through there.
This is Abbott. She was our leader entering the day, but she is off the lead now. Sitting back in this heat, she had some trouble with the obstacles. And now at the bottom left of your screen, that's Petri and Matthews on their final set of 54, neck and neck. They've got 1:15 left here in the 13-minute cap.
Oh my, look at the tempo on both of these ladies. Carlene is moving so quick with those legs, but Petri somehow is just driving through. She's really got to be careful that she opens up though. Petri's getting really close, not to standing up all the way.
Again, Petri on the right, Matthews on the left. Petri comes across.
Oh, what?
But she's got to get her chest piece. No, there was a miscommunication. And it's still, there's something missing. And this opens the door for Matthews. She'll take heat 4.
I think what it was, she just overshot that last set of 9. Thought she was able to go straight through to the chest piece. Wow, what a battle between those two ladies.
And Matthews comes in, or excuse me, Petri comes in. Now we're looking at China Cho in lane 1. We've got just about 15 seconds left now. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. So Cho gets her reps in, but she does not finish. But Matthews able to get in with the heat win after a miscommunication between Petri and her judge. Looks like Petri just kind of overshot, thought she had done more than she actually had, ran in too quick. And again, that allowed Matthews to take heat 4. But a thrilling finish between Petri and Matthews after we saw Dudley stall out on the obstacle.
I mean, it really was a battle between those two ladies all the way through, but we had a bunch of people switching back and forth and back and forth. And out of the gate, we had Meredith Root that looked so confident, jumped out to the lead immediately, was able to hold that for a little while, then all of a sudden, up on the other side of the field came Dudley, and she just looked so confident as she moved up and over each one of those obstacles. Muscle up's not a problem, pistol's not an issue, and then all of a sudden she got hung up, and as she got hung up, here comes Alessandra Petri. Petri moves through, and then it was a battle with Petri and Carlene. Back and forth on those muscle ups. They made their way all the way back down the field. We talked about it being a foot race, a hand race, up and over those obstacles, not a problem. But then Petri and Carlene all the way to the end. Petri just messed up on that last set of 9. Carlene didn't falter, got her all those reps to count, and was able to come across the lead in that first place position. Carlene needed that to bump her back up into that top 5 position.
And Carlene Matthews is with our Kiki Dixon down on the floor.
Carlene, congratulations. You and Alessandra Petri doing an epic battle there at the end. How hard is it to stay composed, keep with that rep count once you get to the finish line and have a battle going on like that?
Yeah, it was super hard. My big focus was like not to miss that 9 rep, that last 9 rep. And you know, making sure all my movements or all my pistols counted and no reps, so.
A lot of reps in this event. What cues are you looking for from your body to let you know, okay, I'm ready to kick upside down?
I don't really know because this movement, like the handstand, is so new to me. But I knew that if I kicked up and I came back down and like failed, I knew I'd get it. I knew I was gonna get it. So it was almost for me more of like, just get up and go because your second one you're gonna go. So.
And you mentioned about making sure you got that last box. Did you see people miss it earlier on in week 1?
Yeah, I saw like people in the previous heats and like the guys go and missing it. So I was just very aware of that, like, okay, it's a small box, but I still have to hit my 9 there.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Carlene Matthews taking heat number 4 here in women's event number 3. And just the start to the women's competition, Bill, has just been absolutely fantastic.
Well, I mean, you know, they don't call Saturday moving day for no reason. We are going to see a massive shuffle in the leaderboard. And I think that that's what a lot of these women coming into today wanted. I think they got their wish.